This is the sixth in my series From Portraits to Puddles, New York City Memorials, from the Civil War to the World Trade Center Memorial. We're going to look at just one more sculpture in Battery Park, the American Merchant Mariners Memorial. It's just west of the Korean War Memorial on a breakwater that juts into the harbor in front of Pier A. That's the one with the clock tower. This memorial honors merchant mariners, the civilian sailors whose ships have been pressed or volunteered into service in American wars since 1776. In World War II alone, an estimated 700 merchant ships were lost, with thousands of lives. The Merchant Mariners Memorial consists of 3 over-life-size figures on a slanting surface that represents the deck of a sinking ship. One of them is anxiously scanning the horizon. Another cups his hands to shout for help. The third figure lies on the deck, stretching one arm over the edge. He's trying to grasp the hand of a fourth man who's in the water. The desperately splayed fingers of the man in the water miss those of his would-be rescuer by about an inch. The artist of this work was inspired by a photo taken of crew members of the USS Muskogee. The photo was snapped by one of the Germans on the U-boat that sank the Muskogee and was published in a German newspaper with profuse praise for the captain of the U-boat. The figures in this photo all drowned. You don't need to know about the German U-boat to get the feeling that something bad is going to happen here. The premonition of doom is made visible by the fact that twice every day at high tide, the man in the water is completely submerged, except for that one splayed hand. And if you're not there at high tide, you can tell that from the stains on the rock. You can see where the water rises to. Contrast that with the Korean War Memorial. The sunshine through the head on Armistice Day device doesn't rouse our emotions. The Mariners Memorial is visually explicit and evocative, but very depressing. So, lesson number 6 for the World Trade Center Memorial. I find looking at the American Merchant Mariners Memorial like looking at a raw wound, and I usually avoid visiting it. Some submissions in the competition for the World Trade Center Memorial were even more grim than this. If the memorial at the World Trade Center were similar to this one, I'd avoid the site, and I'm sure many others would as well. So that's the lesson here. A memorial should not focus too vividly on death and destruction. Memorials don't need to merely commemorate what happened. They should commemorate how we want to remember the people who were involved.